We just watched episode 13 of Gotham, titled Welcome Back, Jim Gordon.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back Cotter references. They're always good and very topical. So what did we learn? Well, we learned that Fish is really into autoerotic asphyxiation.
Ew.
Yeah, big shocker there. What about Penguin's mom and her getting drunk and hitting on Jim and Penguin's bromance with Jim? That just wants to be one weird, happy family. I don't know. I don't know how that'll work out. And did anyone see Butch escape that van? No. No, you didn't. Because Butch is a ninja. I guess that explains a lot.
He's not, though. He's just a man.
We're going to talk about these things and so much more.
Just a normal man. Just a normal, average bodyguard man.
I'm Chad Perkins, and this is the Gotham After Show.
Balls, all steamy
Good point.
balls.
Good point. Welcome to the Gotham After Show, the show that films about 24 hours after Gotham on Fox airs to give you plenty of time to get in on the conversation. I just want to mention, do a little housekeeping real quick here. I want to thank at Sleepy Addict. At Sleepy Addict, you should be following on Twitter. Want to thank them for having us on their podcast. We talked about Gotham, all three of us are on there. Follow them, and you can find a link to that on Our Heart Radio.
Our Heart.
Our Heart Radio is where you can find that. We have picked a winner for our Hush graphic novel giveaway.
Boom.
This bad boy right here. We have picked a winner. We are notifying you via the tweet machine. You have 1 week to respond to us. If not, then we pick another winner. If you do respond, then next week we will tell you who that is. So congratulations if you answer. Okay. Please welcome to the red couch of Infinite Crisis from the In the Comics podcast. He is at D Cottingham21, David Cottingham.
Do we get a new couch every time? Is that?
I think it is.
Yeah, it looks just like
It
the old
looks
one.
just like the old one.
We're on that.
Okay, good.
Rich
It's imported.
status.
It's imported. Yes.
Rich.
Speaking
Rich
of
mahogany.
fine fabrics, here
Do you like my getup?
in a sweater from the Couch Couple
Ashwata.
podcast at Master Koo on Twitter. He is Cory Cooley. Welcome.
Hey, I just got off one of my 5 yachts.
No, nice.
I don't want to throw it out there or anything,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're all
They're all yachts.
they're all fantastic
Nice.
and very extravagant.
I believe you.
Well, you seen Wolf of Wall Street?
I haven't yet. It's in the queue. It's in the queue.
It is in the queue.
It's in the queue on Netflix.
My yacht's nothing like that, so
Okay.
it's bigger. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just as much cocaine.
Oh yeah, if not
I haven't even seen it. I know that.
more.
In fact, that sweater used to be black.
Goo.
Anyway.
Anyway.
No, the cocaine.
And bring
Yeah.
it back.
All right. Gentlemen,
Yes.
Ta-da.
welcome back, Jim Gordon.
Welcome
First initial
back.
reactions. Dave Cottingham.
I think the episodes are ramping up and getting better. I wouldn't say this was better than last week's, but it was very, very good. A lot of good scenes in there. Introduction of another cool character from the comics. Great overall. I think from all the actors, from Penguin to Fish to Gordon and Bullock. Great moments in this episode. I think it was one of the best ones by far.
We keep hearing that more and more all the time.
Yeah.
One of the best ones. We just keep getting better.
I literally, was just saying that it was. I feel like every episode, it's like one of my favorite ones.
Top three.
My favorite ones, Chad. Top three. No, but I agree. I really got a sense of where it's going in this. Like I kind of got, because it's been kind of, I don't want to say wishy-washy, but it's people are saying it's a Batman movie without Batman. What are you doing? So, but I'm not gonna lie. I felt like I started to succumb to that. Like I'm, like what's going on? Like what's really going on here? He's Ben McKenzie's a BA and he's not. What's going? But in this one, especially starting in the last one, I'm starting to feel like what he's doing. I mean, it's going to be Gordon's job to clean up the police, and then when Batman gets here, it's his job to clean up the city, basically. So I feel like there's a real go here, and I'm really liking Jim Gordon. This episode, his character was just like, Ben McKenzie does this whole side of his mouth. Well, I don't, and then he always, it's great. But he's really fallen into it. It's really fun. It's getting really fun.
Yeah, he had that line when Bullock said, "I heard you and Leslie Tompkins were caught in the locker room. It was strictly business."
Yeah.
He said all the side of his mouth.
and honestly, that's the one thing that maybe doesn't propel it into one of the best is no Leah Tompkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
No
but
Lee.
no Barbara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Babs. She's
Babs.
She's probably
I was really
in a
looking
ditch
forward to
somewhere.
Lee.
I don't know.
Well, she's in the next one. We saw her in the previews.
Yeah.
We also got Alfred and Bruce back. Now, I know you said you haven't been missing them, but what did you think of their return from, where was it? Switzerland?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and again, didn't really do anything for me, to be honest.
Well, it's kind of weird. I mean, I guess it was to show how, because I'm thinking, this isn't like the moment like he's like, well, I'm going to toughen up and not be anybody's friend. Like, it's got to be more than that. I mean, he should have figured that out when he should have started going down that road from, the tragedy, we'll call it. But, yeah, I don't know. It was kind of just to show that Kat is she's being catty.
Yeah.
But I know, I stole your
separating,
thunder. Stole your
separating herself from him, and
Yeah.
Well, did you have any problems with it? I mean, some people are saying they wish you wouldn't see Bruce crying, that's so not Batman. But did you have any problems?
He's a kid.
Well, I know. I'm just,
he's
so
a child.
you're all's-
Yeah, no,
Take
that doesn't bother me at all. I think it's. I think that's part of his character. To be honest, he's going through Batman, or Bruce goes through and tests himself in all kinds of emotions so that he can deal with them. Whatever comes at him. So this is one of them, and Alfred actually set it up. Well, do you want to keep crying about it? And
That was a great line.
So
I will
it's
give
like,
him that.
No, I'm not. And
Get a broom.
get a broom, Alfred.
You clean this up. I made this. You clean it up.
So no, I think
I missed the fire. He laid it there. It's like
I threw it from this far away, too.
do it like really like
Alfred, will you teach me to
effeminate.
throw?
It's just like
I'll show you. I didn't even break that time.
I've got a test.
I'll show you.
Kicks
And
it,
then he just breaks
Yeah.
it with his foot.
right.
Yeah.
slips and falls. That's why he's crying.
Yeah. What do you think is behind, since we're just on it, what do you think is behind Kat's reasoning? Like, you're a jerk. No, I don't like you.
Well, I don't think I don't know if it surprised you guys, but I was actually always questioning this whole time. Did she actually see the guy's face?
That's what I was going to ask you guys. Do you think that was an honest statement?
I think it's an honest statement.
Admission?
I think it's testing us. I think because the whole time, I'd like to give Gotham the benefit of the doubt that they're making us kind of feel this way, kind of iffy, and then that really hit the nail for people. I don't want to say like it really. What's that from? That's a 22 Jump Street.
Yeah.
But anyways, it really broke through, right? So I'm violently drunk again.
Yeah.
So it's not a Gotham episode unless I do
Yeah,
something.
right.
You're inhaling your sweater,
Yeah,
which is
I
full
do
of
something
cocaine.
crazy. But I think it was one of those moments where they're testing you and putting you in that sense of, oh, I knew it. I knew she didn't. I knew she didn't do it.
I
And
think
then later
the show
on,
is riddled with those.
yeah, definitely. And then
Literally riddled.
later on, you're gonna be doing like, oh, I knew they were tricking. Like I knew the whole time. She knew who it was. Like later on down the road, you're gonna be trying to.
I don't know.
save
I wouldn't be
face.
surprised if she was being honest
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah.
Because
I'm on that boat as well. I'm on both boats.
because if you just remember, I just remember seeing the pilot thinking,
No way.
no way. Yeah, I mean it's a dark alley. She's way up high. I don't know. you
Yeah.
know.
She can see in the
And
dark.
she never really has given. Has she never really given? She's never really given a description at all.
I don't think so.
No.
So
Shiny shoes? Or did he say shiny shoes? He said shiny shoes. Shiny shoes. Shiny shoes. Anyway. Yes. So it starts out with introduction of a character from the DC Cosmos. Arnold Flass.
Get in the Flash.
Yeah. I actually thought it was Flash the whole time from
Which
Batman
is a much
Begins.
cooler name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flash. Get in the Flash.
So talk to us about the comic iteration. And
Well, as far as I know, he hasn't been introduced in the new 52 yet. I haven't read. I've been reading a lot of Batman. I haven't read about him yet. But prior to that, he's been in it a few times. Introduced in Year One, Frank Miller's Year One, back in 91, 92 or something like that. Batman 404, I think it was. And then, but he's always been that corrupt Falcone detective, and partnered with Gordon. So Gordon, very similar to Batman Begins. If people obviously want to relate to the movie, that's something. Real on the side note, that's something I've noticed doing these other shows.
Mm-hmm.
How many people don't read or know about too much of the comic books?
You're right.
Because we got asked that a lot when we
Right.
were guests on the show. Did that happen? Is he in the comic books? Did this happen in the comic books? And I'm thinking, wow, I wonder how many people are actually watching the show that. I mean, it sounds like there's a majority of the people watching the show that have never got into the Batman comic books.
You don't have to be a comic book fan to be a comic book fan these days.
You don't.
There
You don't.
go. Yep.
But to me, that's and I mean, we're kind of getting off tangent, but to me, that's where the criticism sometimes of characters, like how can you really criticize if you don't even know about his origin?
Very true.
Because there's people criticizing, oh, you can't have Scarecrow on there, you can't have Dollmaker on there. Well, if you don't even know about the original comic book incarnations,
Right.
it doesn't really matter what the incarnations of on the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, this version is very similar to the comic books and very similar to what we see in the movies of the Nolan trilogy. Just a corrupt detective.
Mm-hmm.
He was, and he was partners with Gordon first. He's the one that kind of showed. Gordon got a lot of the dirty part of Gotham through him.
Now, what about this Pinky Littlefield? Is that just that was the guy who was dead there in the beginning?
Oh, ooh. I don't know. That didn't ring a bell.
What about the Uptown Assassins?
Yeah, I've never heard of that either. I've never
Very
heard
high
about
class.
Yeah, never heard of that either.
Uptown.
I'm sure people are, if they, people are like, "Arr," probably my brother. Oh, Casey probably. Yeah, Uptown Assassins. Hey, with this. You guys should do your homework before. Anyway,
Does he watch the show?
he does.
Oh, okay.
He does
Good.
watch. So
Casey.
there's that.
There's that.
Yeah. The nice old man got shivved in the back. And he had a nice quote, actually, from his wife. If you don't step forward, you step back. I think that sums up a lot of what's wrong with Gotham right now.
Right.
And who finally stepped up in this episode? But the captain.
Very
The captain
nice, yeah.
stepped up.
Yeah.
She's been
After
showing a
being
little bit
pushed
of that.
a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's been. Then she's like, "Shut up, Flash."
Yeah.
well, I'm protected. You don't tell me. Shut up, Flash.
Yeah.
Dummy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was perfect, though. That was a fantastic
That was a good scene.
setup. Everything, the setup of it, the dialogue was
Mm-hmm.
really, really good, and just the way it was shot. I mean, really focusing on kind of. At first, you thought people were getting mad at Gordon, and then he really started bringing out the shield and showing, and Michael
They
Chiklis
started-
walked out.
Yeah.
and was
They
like,
started to stand up. Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a great build-up, and everybody kind of started. That's when I got that realization, like, that's what Gordon's here to do. That's what this show's. There's Gordon's job, just clean up the police force, and then when Batman comes to fruition, he's the one
He's
that
the one who
actually,
flips on the light, flips on the
yes,
signal.
and that's because he'll
That's
need
his job
Batman.
then. After that, that's
Yeah,
his
after
only
that's
job.
That's all he does.
He's like,
Here's what
click.
I need you to do.
Yeah, he just sits there.
Turn on this light. I cleaned up the GCB, didn't I?
Right.
Well,
Turn on the light.
let me do it. Just relax.
No, actually, I don't trust you.
yeah,
I'm going to hire somebody.
I have a remote. access
Alfred.
light.
I mean, who's Alfred?
yeah. Oh, shit, yeah.
I mean, that could be your name. What is your name, sir?
That was a really weird cough. Did you hear that?
Yeah. I did think it was weird how
Very
Flask in
clearly
that
heard
scene
you
you
say
were just talking about, he and his buddies were all sitting around, greased back hair, playing
Yeah.
jacks,
Flipping quarters.
flipping quarters, toothpicks in their mouths. I thought that was a little weird. Did anyone? No, that didn't really happen. We got Fish's full name for
Yes.
100 Gotham points. Who can tell me Fish's real full name? 100 Gotham points.
all I know is I heard the name. I heard Mercedes.
You just told me before we started recording. I don't remember.
I just remember Mercedes. I don't remember the whole thing. Edith.
Oh, it was Meredith. Was it Meredith?
Marine.
Marine.
Mercedes Moon. Marine is why she's called Fish.
Ah, Marine. Like the fish.
Like
Fish Mooney.
Marine.
I like Mercedes though. Maybe
Mercedes.
she wanted to go for a little bit.
My grandmother was named Mercedes.
Really?
go.
Yep.
Mercedes, man. That fits her
Well,
perfectly. I think.
It was actually pronounced Mercedes.
Ooh, that's even
But
cooler.
yeah, it's spelled
That's how I'm
Mercedes.
going to pronounce Mercedes now.
Mercedes.
Mercedes.
Yeah, have you seen my new Mercedes?
Or like
pre-owned.
Jaguar. Jaguar.
Aluminum.
That's what I'm gonna call it.
Aluminum.
Aluminium.
you are.
Jaguar.
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 Yes.
Yeah. Crevasses.
I kind of expected a little more torture on the torture table. That seemed
Yeah.
to get wrapped up pretty quickly there. What did you guys comment on that?
Yeah, I thought
agree.
the whole thing with Butch escaping, I thought,
How did he escape?
yeah, I don't know. I don't get
No
it.
car. You didn't hear a car door. Didn't
No.
hear the front car door open. Didn't hear any punches. Just all of a sudden the horn. Didn't hear the car door close.
Right.
Yeah, I was kind of lost actually.
He
after that happened.
was in those bindings all the way till they stopped, and then all of a sudden he figures out a way.
Yeah. Maybe
I
he was
mean-
already. See, that's one of those classic things where I feel like they probably should have shown a few like we talked about the Liza thing. Like, what the heck was that about? Will we ever go back and see that? I'm sorry, but that just bugs me. So, going back, yeah, because when I heard the noise, when he opened the car door, I heard, it made that and closed it. I took that as, when I heard that, I was like, that's weird. I wonder if he crawled through the, because I don't know if there was a window. I
I
couldn't
didn't
remember.
see a window.
So I was like, somehow he got out. So that's the door that was opened because he pulled him out. I'm thinking, like, what is he going to do? And then he walks around, the door is shut, and it's him on the horn. I'm like, why would they have that noise? Because it sounded just like the door. So it was really confusing me. I was
very confused.
very confused. I mean, I knew what happened, but it was... Show.
I don't know.
Why? So he took the time to sit in there. And
This is the rest of the show, folks.
yeah,
Just
he took the
this
time to
scene.
sit in the back of the van for us to see that we saw him tied up. I mean, I would have been like at the back of the door like this, like ready to jump out. You know what I mean? But so that's insinuating that he was able to Houdini.
Yes.
And then
ninja.
Yeah, exactly, ninja out
And
and,
then-
crawl on top of the car like
Spider-Man.
a lizard. Yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah, it's very confusing. I feel like there should have been second. I mean, I'm talking.
He's a big man. Come
Very
on,
nimble.
he's not going to be
Very nimble.
tiptoeing around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A few seconds, a few shots. I saw it would have taken not even a second to show like a difference of him.
Right.
I mean, it
Now I'll
is what
tell
it
you a thought that I did have once he punched out Bob, which
Oh.
did anyone think, Bob Gunn?
I didn't think that, but that's cool though.
I
Yeah.
didn't
89 Batman. Bob.
Yeah.
Bob's gets shot.
Bob.
That's true.
does get
Bob's
shot.
gets shot.
Poor Bob.
And snitches get stitches. When he punched out Bob, and Fish was still tied up, I was thinking, he's gonna mess with her. He's gonna be like, well,
Really?
well.
Oh, no, I didn't think that.
Just for a second, I was like, this is Gotham.
Just for a
This
second.
is Gotham.
Yeah. That would have been cool. I think that would have been really cool.
Yeah,
actually.
but then he didn't, which is good.
Then he did. Yeah, which makes sense.
And then they had a touching moment on the bed.
Like, what do you mean by mess with her? Like torture or like?
Yeah, like, hey, I'm
Or
Fish
like
Mooney.
feel
now,
her up or
whatever.
something.
Let's not say
No,
anything
no, no.
rash. Boom. Once again, taking the
mean-
show to a whole other level.
Yeah, because then you're talking about a moment.
Hey, Fish. Yeah, that was Wet Willie, by the way. That
Wet
was a
Willie.
Wet Willie.
That's what,
What he
that was
just
his
did.
chance. That was his chance to do a Wet Willie. He didn't do it though.
No, you're
Time
right.
for you to meet my alter ego, the Wet Willie.
And then in the comics, Batman 302.
Yeah.
The Wet Willie.
The Wet Willie. The Wet Bandit. It's another Home Alone
Yeah.
tie-in.
Wet
No.
Bandits.
But yeah, so what do you think? Because this whole episode, this is the part, you see, now, I started, I thought I should keep going.
Error.
Tail spinning down in my speech. This is an episode
Error.
where we see a lot of Fish relationships. Bullock at the end of the episode, Gilzine there on the bed.
Yeah.
They obviously have a past. Do we have any guesses
Yeah,
as to
she's a
what
hoe.
what the past was?
She's a hoe.
Do you think her and Butch?
She's a hoe.
I don't think her and Butch.
Yeah.
There was,
But her and Bullock
yeah.
definitely have a thing. I think.
Her and Bullock, they apparently go way back. I mean, did
Yeah.
you see? I thought it was really cool that he called Miggs to ask about, remember that flash thing we were doing? So Bullock's, he used to be exactly like Gordon, but gave up. So I
Right.
think But this whole thing, like, the reason I didn't tell you was because I didn't want you to go. Then why'd you say it in the first? I think he's telling him. I think he's feeding him stuff because he wants to keep his like rep, but then he's like, I got somebody who was like
save me, Jim Gordon.
Yeah, exactly.
Save my soul.
I think that's what's going on. I thought it was really
true.
interesting that
That's true.
he called Miggs like that.
What is the mange, and why does Ivy have it? What can we do for her? Is there a topical cream?
She does look like a little mangy.
Yeah. I
She's
don't
so
know.
weird.
Again, that whole thing was just weird.
Watch yourself, Master Bruce.
It's
like
good,
she has
though.
the mange.
She has the mange.
Yeah.
What that is? I think it might be pink eye. Her eyes are very always kind of they're messed up. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
She's like a rabid dog. Is what I mean. I guess what? Because is she Claire Foley? I think is her name.
She had an umbrella still though.
She
She
did.
had a mess up umbrella. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a little
I was about
messed
to say. Yeah.
Yeah, all these people Jack and Penguin style.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? More Ed Nigma and Kristen Kringle. That is we've had this for what 3 episodes now. More.
Yeah.
I think
of
Kringle could
them.
be. She has the potential to be hot. I don't know Lee.
Oh,
I don't know Lee level, but
No.
because this is the first time I actually really got to. Because usually she's like, "Don't look at me," like to Edward. So this.
I wear glasses and have a ponytail.
Yeah. So.
But watch.
She's got a.
You're
Smoke-
hot?
A Felicity Smoke-esque thing, but.
Felicity's better looking.
Oh my God, Felicity though. She got that butt. Felicity.
Yeah, I know, right?
Dude.
Dad butt
anyways.
dough.
Dad
Hashtag
butt dough.
dad butt dough.
Dabbit.
I love the I love the riddle that came out with
Sorry,
Riddler,
ladies.
about the ice thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
that was,
objectify.
Oh, the
Yeah, that was
like,
really
look
cool.
and sink ships, but it's still afraid of the sun.
yeah,
Ice.
yeah, that was pretty good.
Really cool. I'm glad that Gordon is the one
Ice.
getting them.
Water. Ice water. Fish is at the marina.
Yeah.
And then they.
Then they run. Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Did you think? Let me throw this out. Did any of you think? Are you getting to the penguin part at all? I'll wait till you get to penguin.
otherwise, you're not directing the show as you should be. Are you getting to the
I figured you would
penguin
get to
part?
penguin, but because there's something I thought of when penguin was up on stage that.
Let's talk about the penguin.
Up on stage.
I wasn't done with Kristen Kringle.
Okay, go
quite
Kristen Kringle
frankly.
still. Go Kristen still.
All right, so now he has. Actually, let me ask you this: was it a riddle that he had there, or was it just a greeting card? Was it just a poem?
Ooh.
I don't remember.
I think it was just a.
I
just
think
a
it was
card.
just a poem.
I think
Yeah.
that's interesting. I like to go back and listen to it because nothing's ever not a riddle with him. Because she said it doesn't say anything weird, so maybe it's a riddle, but it's written normally. Like that's Riddler. If they're really doing Riddler stuff, I mean Riddler, he is. I mean,
He's awesome.
everything he does is tied into something. I mean,
Right.
everything that comes out of his mouth.
Absolutely.
Like even from when Batman is like, you know, Batman. There was one animated series that I remember. For some reason, I don't know. He was driving down the road. I think Robin was with him, and something about. It's been a while, so bear with me. Something about like the lights going out, and then in the city. And then Robin was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "It's Riddler," and just knows like because I mean,
It's binary.
not
He's
the
turning
fact-
off the lights.
Well,
in binary.
really though, like it's really. I mean, he's fought these guys so much, and you've got to know these villains so much that you know that Riddler just doesn't do something just to do it. I mean, so that if they're sticking with that,
Yeah.
then that's
Well, I
it.
thought it was-
I never thought about
Yeah,
that.
I thought it was interesting that we got the clue or the riddle in the form of the cupcake and the bullet in the last one, and now here's an actual written riddle
Right.
possibly. It's leaving those little clues, kind of the build up. But I think this is my opinion. The whole relationship thing and her actually starting to be a little nice to him is just going to build up to a big rejection, which
Big
ultimately
backfire.
causes him to snap. Around end of season and then maybe beginning of season 2, we really start seeing the rise of not
A Riddler
full-blown
something.
Riddler.
Really? I don't think.
I wanna say-
I don't think.
It's a theory.
Yeah, but okay. So my theory, I don't believe that. I don't
Your theory
believe.
can't be just not to believe my theory.
I don't believe that
Everything
a woman's rejection is what causes him to become the Riddler.
Have you met women?
That is.
Do you know of these women? But I
Never
see-
been
I-
rejected,
I hear
this
you.
guy.
It's kind of the same way I felt about how Bruce,
Maybe it was
like,
Katie.
yeah, she'll. I've thought about becoming.
You're gonna
like
be
a
a
villain.
supervillain here soon.
There's a couple of times I thought about. She doesn't watch the show, so I can say whatever I want.
Yeah, I know.
But
But Casey does.
yeah, he does. Yeah,
Tell her.
But I kind of agree with that in a sense, but I'm still waiting for that defining scary villain, because as of right now there hasn't really been.
I think it's coming.
There hasn't been. Yeah. If not rickety segue into what you want to say, because I think I know where you're going with this, Chadwick.
If you watched the commercials, which I watch it live, so I have to, there's again that Ford Fusion thing with Robin Lord Taylor. Second week, I think we have one more week of it. He goes behind the scenes and he's like, "Oh, what's this?" And it's a vial. And one of the people who worked there on the show said, "Oh, this could be the beginning of a supervillain, or our supervillains." Actually said supervillains in that little.
Oh, that's interesting. See, I don't watch those because
nugget.
I don't like to know, and you just kind of spoiled. I'm kidding. But no, that was. Yeah, I really do speed. After finding out about the coat thing, it really scared me. But then once
that was just one episode away.
Yeah,
because we saw that in this episode.
But once they figured out, like, they're not actually showing things that could really.
Yeah.
They're just kind of things.
But
So
what do you think they're referring to as a supervillain?
Well, I don't know, but it's just exciting.
Was
to
it
hear.
green? Was it Venom?
I think it was greenish, but that might have been the actual vial itself was green, so I don't know. But I was kind of thinking Venom,
Yeah.
perhaps. Yeah, so I don't know.
Well, I was going to mention that they casted the doll maker finally.
They did.
Yes.
That's because I thought maybe that's who we're gonna get to see. I mean, because I want to see that. I want to see that guy in a. Well, we've seen. Was it Simones or whatever his name was? The Black Mask
Yeah.
dad.
Oh,
the dad-
Sionis.
Sionis. So
Yes.
I mean, he kind of wore a mask, but I want to see that because Dollmaker, he kind of I think he kind of wears something. And then we saw previews of. Was it Pig?
Looked like Pig.
But
maybe,
what is he?
Professor
What is?
Pig.
Because there's one. I don't really know much
And
about
next
Pig.
week, the previews for next week, there was a definite pig mask.
Oh, really?
Different than
Very
episode
different.
three.
A full
I didn't
freaking
catch that.
thing. So, my real quick question is: I don't really know too much about Professor Pig. Not sure exactly because I know he's a big in the 52 or in Eternal, I think, right? Or he was.
He was in Eternal for a little while.
What does he do? Because he talked about adrenal glands, and that he's taking out adrenal glands. I didn't know if that was something.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
All I know is I think he's
He's just a crazy
he's
person.
just
isn't
like he kidnaps. I think he kidnaps a lot. It's honestly similar to the Spirit of the Goat, like that whole thing with
he? Yeah.
kidnaps people and kills them,
Does
and
something weird to him.
does something to them, and it's nothing.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it.
But he wears a pig mask, and
Yeah. Interesting.
There was also a scarecrow, an actual
the
scarecrow.
pig mask in
there
Balloon
was?
Man. In Balloon Man, I think
Yeah.
it was. That's the mask that he kind of wears. That's the
Yeah,
mask
it's
he
like
wears.
a cheesy, kind of. But this one
Halloween
looked
mask.
like a pig head.
Right, yeah.
on a dude.
I didn't
Yeah.
see that one. I don't know.
But again, in
So-
that Ford Focus thing, there was in a little quick little montage. There was a actual scarecrow.
Oh, there was.
Yeah.
I need to
But
start watching those. Then.
But again, I think, and I think people noticed this. I didn't notice it till later. But the guy that Fish was still first sleeping with, the bartender,
Mm-hmm.
like that's the guy. That's Professor Pig's name.
Oh yeah.
Laszlo,
Laszlo. That's his name.
Holy moly.
100
job.
Gotham points.
Yes. You're like on fire with the
Laszlo.
freaking trivia. But Laszlo is Professor Pig. So that person, I don't probably
Yeah,
not. But
I wish it would be because that's
It
what I'm
could.
looking for in this
yeah,
stuff,
it could
man.
be. Could be.
Little touches, but yeah, I'm looking for that villain, man. I'm looking for that big season-long kind of just battle, just like,
Yes.
at least like the first half. Obviously, the fall break they'll probably do something different, but.
Do you guys know what time it is? It's time for America's favorite game. Caption this.
That's right.
Yes.
Pull out your phones. You sounded so sad.
No,
Pull out your phones. And
'cause this always stumps me.
the Gotham After Show producers have emailed us all a picture.
Oh, yeah.
Take a look. We'll go ahead and throw it up on screen, full screen. All right, so it looks like we have Fish Mooney, or Marine Mercedes Moon, as we now know. M cubed.
Otherwise,
Things that make you go, Who would like to go
Chris
first?
All right, I'll go first. I don't know why. This is the first thing that popped in my head, but kind of an interesting reference. She's like, I'm glad I wore underwear today. Or I'm glad I remembered to wear underwear today. That's what it is, yeah.
Nice. Okay. That would be a good thing to do
Yeah.
in such a
Yeah.
situation.
I mean, the first thing I thought of was, my God, what is that smell? Oh, it's me.
All right.
Put my arms down. I picture her saying, I wish I could do her voice better. It's very Eartha Kitt.
Yeah, well,
People always talk about that, but she says, "Thank you for indulging me like this, Doctor. My weird ways, but you're the best damn OGBYN in all of Gotham."
all right. Yeah, okay. Getting a little enjoyment out of the
Yeah.
checkup.
Yeah, little.
Yeah, she's got some,
I bet you're wondering if
Pits
the
going on
carpets
there.
match the drapes.
she's got like the little tinge
The
of
little red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting,
Anyway.
yeah, but that was not a bad little impression though. She kind of talks a little like that. She has a lot with her hands, and she's like,
Yeah. Except when she's like that, I can't.
maybe like this. Maybe this is too much for them. From Doubtfire.
Let's talk about Penguin.
Oh, now you want to talk about Penguin.
I want to talk about Penguin.
All right.
I'm tired of no one talking about Penguin.
Yeah.
What do you think about him?
Friends.
What do you want to know about him?
Girl talk. I thought that scene was pretty cool. I mean, I thought it was weird that he decided to get all boozed up and then just like rub the table.
Well, what did you guys think of that montage? Because there was actually a couple montages in this episode, and this one, actually both. The one where Bullock is interviewing the policeman had a weird soundtrack, and then this one had, I thought maybe a little too much of a hard rock soundtrack for Gotham. Maybe I thought it was a little off-putting. But what did you think of the montage? What did you think of his whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was okay with it, but I mean, you obviously knew that Fish was going to walk in while this was going on, so.
I gotta, yeah.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. What I was saying earlier was when he got up on stage and started announcing himself.
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody get the sense that I could have swore he was about to say because he was about to say welcome to the Iceberg
Yes.
Lounge is what I thought he was going to say.
I think everybody was expecting
yeah,
to
okay.
say.
I was like,
So them
Dang, I wish
popping
you
in
would've-
at that moment was
Yes.
perfect.
yeah.
And one of our Twitter followers, Mrs. Cobblepot, actually echoed the same sentiment.
Oh, okay.
That it's going to be the Iceberg Lounge. Yeah, she's been saying
Yeah.
that for a while. But
And I was actually kind of pissed because I was like, Jesus, like let him get some, let him start to go towards that Penguin route. When she walked in, because I was like, here we go again. He just barely didn't even get it, and now she's gonna come in and do something crazy. But I'm glad the way that ended. It ended her finally leaving. So.
But I thought also while he's there, she's walking in, I'm like, does he not carry a gun?
right.
Yeah,
And
that's weird.
does he just have that one henchman who's
Yeah.
taking his mom home?
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
that the only person
No
who works
protection,
for him?
yeah.
Yeah.
Pull a gun out, and start firing at her. You know, I was like,
Change the locks, maybe?
right, maybe,
First thing on the agenda?
maybe.
He's probably thinking that Fish was,
She thought it.
Swim
Yeah,
with
I'm
the
sure,
fishes.
I'm sure he
Exactly.
did.
you know.
But
Now he better. I mean, at least
still, any threat.
keep him.
Have a
Right.
gun on you.
But at least have his. I think it would
Or-
be really
or a
cool to
couple
have
of
Weaponize
those.
your umbrella.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
See?
There you go.
Get the eye poker outer thing from episode 2.
Attach it to that.
Attach it to the end of your umbrella.
Yeah.
Boom
I
city.
think it's about
Boom
time.
City.
I think it's about time he starts doing it. Well, at least, I think it probably. I don't know. I think hopefully we'll see it the next season, where he starts to. He gets
Devices.
umbrella, and
maybe.
different maybe
Yeah.
umbrellas. I think that would be really cool. Because
Did you guys hear that Danny DeVito has endorsed
Yes.
Robert Lord Taylor's
that'd be cool if it
Penguin?
was his dad. If he walked in like,
Oh man, that actually would be crazy.
how cool would
Mr.
that be?
Poopapoot.
Yes,
That would be crazy.
Mm.
Actually, does look like him a little bit.
I think that's
Yeah.
great.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Carol Kane did a great job too.
She did.
She's just so.
She got drunk.
So boozed, but
She
she
was
got
wasted.
She was so. She just got that certain
She
creepy
was
about
drunk
her.
and horny.
Yeah,
Let's
she
face
was.
She was.
She was straight up like Mackenzie was doing his whole like. Get her away from me.
Yeah.
I can't take it.
What do you think about Gordon going to Penguin and asking him for a favor?
Oh, he's never gonna do that again.
Yeah, that was. I did think that would become. It did seem to me that that's going to maybe become a normal thing
At first, yeah.
because, I mean, he's there. Penguin is there because Gordon spared his life. I mean, he owes everything to him, no matter what.
And he so wants to be his friend. He wants a bromance. With
Well,
Gordon.
I totally believe Penguin when he says, favors. I'm doing it because I don't want. I'm not doing it because I want something. I'm doing it because I want to help you.
I believe that too.
I do believe it. I think, and honestly, I think I would be okay with the way it's set up now, where Gordon is focusing on the corruption in the police, and the Penguin is still doing his thing and trying to control and they're kind of going along together in a sense. And because when you're doing that, Gordon could get so mixed up that he doesn't actually realize how big of a threat Penguin is becoming. You know what I mean? So, I thought that's. I don't know if it's because of the way it ended. I don't know if that's something that's going to happen again. But
right, and let's just segue into that.
Yeah, I don't.
He obviously wasn't expecting that from Delaware.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I think like you. I was like, ooh, this is gonna be an interesting little team up type thing. But then once he came up to him like that, I don't think it's gonna. Either he confronts Penguin about it and says, "Look, you freaking did hurt somebody," and he's like, "Oh, I will have him fired," and then maybe start having it the way. But yeah, Jim was beside himself, and I don't know if it was anger, embarrassment, or just upset, just
befuddlement.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh my gosh, this is me. I'm turning into Flash."
Yeah, we had a Twitter comment from Aren't You Jeremy at Aren't You Jeremy. Harvey Bullock may be the greatest.
Jeremy?
I'm
Sorry,
not, I'm not. But isn't he? I don't know. I don't know.
No.
Harvey Bullock may be the greatest characterization of any comic book character ever. Agree? Disagree? Discuss. Why and how many?
Ever? I don't know. I mean, comic book character ever?
Comic book characterization of a character.
Okay.
So he's saying Donald Logue is playing Harvey Bullock like nobody's business.
Like no one's like played any character ever? Is that what he's saying?
Ask Aren't You Jeremy?
yeah, better.
I mean, ever? I mean, he's doing an amazing job. Like I said, he's playing him in a sense of where he's a lot deeper than we had first thought he was. You know, kind of just dumb, like we're on lunch, and stuff like this. He's a lot of layers to the onion. This guy, but ever?
I mean, I think it's a valid argument though, because I think most of the time the characters are a little different than the comic book characters. You know what I mean? But he's pretty spot on. There's no like change in Harvey Bullock from the comic, really,
right?
And that's maybe what he's referring to. Because you can argue that, I mean, what better portrayal is Heath Ledger as the Joker?
Yeah.
But that's not really the comic book version of the Joker. That's a whole different incarnation.
Best ever reimagining of a
absolutely by far.
Even the Bat. I mean, you guys. The first thing that comes to mind, which is what from reading the comic or in this case the graphic novel, but to screen adaptation.
Adam West.
No, is it? I don't think has been a Batman. I mean, Batmans have been good, but they haven't. I don't know. They haven't been like Batman I know in the comics, which is
the animated series got it pretty.
Animated series got it pretty well, but I mean, Kevin Conroy is Batman's voice to me, and
the game,
The Watchmen, The Watchmen.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. I can't remember his name. Who played the comedian?
Yeah,
I thought that was.
That's pretty spot on.
That's probably my favorite one of all. Besides, because that movie is just amazing to me. I feel like it's really been overlooked, but. The comedian and the Night Owl, I thought was a great adaptation of how he was in the graphic novel.
I mean, I don't know. Nolan's Batman.
It was pretty good.
You can make an argument. I mean, that's especially with the new 52. The new 52 version and the Nolan version are pretty similar. Pretty similar. But it's hard to say because again, Batman in the comic books. He's got all these Robins he's mentoring. Nolan, he was on his own, and so it's hard to say. It's hard to say.
I mean, I agree, but it's just funny. I think most people would be like, "What? Invincible?" By hearing me say that it's not Batman, but I'm going to say comedian. But he's doing a great job, but I think Ever's a little much. But I mean, he's doing a great job.
Agreed. I mean, Donald Logue is crushing it.
He is crushing it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Is Victor Zsasz a bad shot?
Oh yes. I think it's weird him using a gun. Period.
True.
I sit there watching him like, why is he shooting? Like, why is he throwing knives? Or he was always a knife guy. Never really saw him use a gun. And,
I would like to have seen him do another
well,
cut
does he-
after he killed the killed
Yeah,
Bob.
exactly. Or like,
I was about to say, we have seen him do that.
have we seen
Once,
him?
when
Yeah.
in the first episode he appeared in.
Okay.
Okay.
After he shot that cop in the garage.
I think we should.
Okay.
I wish we could have. I mean,
He did
see
that.
some. He is kind of certain adaptations. He's been bald. Certain. He's had like.
I think
different
everyone
cuts.
I've seen, he's bald.
Well, he's had. I don't know if he's been bald in all of them. He's had like kind of military. He's been blonde, I think, a little bit, and he's had these like real. Like he's had some sort of
Yeah.
goggle something on, but
He hasn't showed up much in the 52.
oh, he hasn't. I mean, he was one of the biggest like non-supervillains, I guess I could say.
Yeah. He showed up a lot in Forever Evil.
I mean, he's
That's
straight
really
like he
yeah.
doesn't like plot like in like he's not one of those like the Joker like I'm gonna put on a
Right.
fish and make him he's like I'm gonna sneak out, I'm gonna kill a bunch of sorority girls and Batman, you can stop me, but I'm
Yeah.
just gonna
Yeah.
like he did a lot of sneaking out and stuff through Arkham, and he knew different things, so he's a murderer, man. He's and that
In the
that
book,
sense-
he was a patient of Leslie Tompkins.
yeah, he's been a patient of a couple
Yeah.
in certain yeah.
Interesting.
Actually, I think some of it was like in the line of Arkham's.
But he did go to, it looked like he did go to Stormtrooper school.
Yeah,
He's
he-
not- you can't hit anything.
Did your hair
Right.
something?
And
That's
then,
one of the
and
key
then when
things.
his,
I was
when-
waiting for him to bang his head on the ceiling or something.
Yeah. Boom.
What's your operating number?
Yeah.
And when his female,
Companions.
gang buddy gets shot, he's like,
All three of them were like,
They were just all like robots in a
Yeah,
sense.
like-
Yeah.
"Bullets hurt?
wait a minute,
Whoa!
wait a minute.
It's just like no
You're
emotion.
using real rounds?
There's no emotion in there. I guess
like
that's what
Three
it was kind of
Amigos.
portraying.
Real bullets."
Yeah.
And
Oh,
you,
yeah.
and you could tell the difference between, and I actually like how they're doing it. You can tell the difference between the cops shooting guns and just the thugs, because the cops, are
yeah.
like this.
And they're just like,
They're just like this, blind. Just, I mean, point blank, they could do.
well, Butch is a pretty good shot. I mean,
Butch
you
is,
got that.
Butch is get behind the counter,
And they're just all four in
Yeah.
a row.
and then he pops up.
I mean, it was a classic like Civil War, like
I mean, and they're like 2
you
feet
shoot.
away from each other.
we shoot, you shoot, we shoot. Like it was one of those back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay,
reminded-
now you have time.
It
And
reminded
then,
me of.
and then it gets to the point where they're like 50 feet away in
Yeah.
the hallway, and he hits him right in the kneecap.
I was aiming for his kneecap. I was aiming for his
Totally
kneecap.
aiming for that. Wasn't going for a headshot.
I wonder, if I was Butch, I probably would just have faked it, even
Yeah.
if I did get
Oh,
hit.
Yeah. Oh, you got me good. Got me. Gonna die now.
Yeah.
Don't check.
Yeah. There was some real cheesy
But
death.
they kept him alive, right?
Now they're gonna play with him.
Yeah, they're going to
Probably.
play with him, I think.
I mean, I would imagine. Everyone loves
Bullock's gonna be looking for him now. But
I
have
put
you-
Butch top 3 not main characters. Well, no, I can't say that because Penguin is a main character. But I was just thinking how some of my favorite characters, Penguin, Riddler, Butch,
yeah.
Yeah, he's up there.
Butch, he's
definitely up there.
becoming
Leslie
Pretty cool.
Tompkins.
Yeah.
And I will say this about his escape, that in the sense of you're not seeing anything, it did make him kind of like, ooh, Butch is kind of badass. Like, because it kind of, that's what it, I think maybe.
Maybe he's the one that teaches Batman how to do that.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, little Bruce.
The art of deception. Yeah.
Yeah.
Invisibility. Yes. Well, that's about it.
Yeah,
It's a good show.
Good show.
I did want to say the fish shine getting hit with a bullet and breaking was total symbolism.
Total symbolism.
Total
Did
symbolism.
you guys catch any Joker references? I got nothing.
No. Not
Somebody
I think they're-
smiled once.
Yeah. I think they're putting those kind of on the back burner, and then they're going
Ah.
to hit us with another huge one
I hope so.
coming up here. I'm predicting.
I mean, you're counting as a
Season
huge
finale.
one. You're counting as a huge one that laugh in Arkham.
I mean,
That was a pretty big
That's
one.
pretty good.
to what
but
you have to compare it to, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want something crazy. You know what I mean? I want something really crazy.
I do have to say, before we go, one thing was I thought when Penguin's henchman went and tried to get that information out of what's his name,
Delaware.
The wife in the tub, like
That was
that
super
was
cool.
pretty freaking awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I'm
I
glad
was
you
like,
mentioned that.
wow.
I'm glad we didn't
Yeah.
overlook that.
Because I was like, dang, he's easily getting scared, like he's like, and I'm like, dang, he
the
must
fact that
be
he had
really
kids.
intimidating.
and the fact that also I thought was really interesting was Zaz blowing Riff Raff's head off.
Yeah.
I mean, showing Bob just,
Yeah, they actually cut back for the hit.
You
instead
saw,
of
like-
cutting away. Yeah, yeah.
I thought that was like, whoa, all right, interesting.
Yeah.
Great
A
little
little edgy,
back and
Fox.
forth.
Yeah.
Call Falcone. He goes, what did he say? Something like, yeah.
Doi.
Duh. Like, yeah,
I think that's
when,
exactly what he said. He said doi.
Duh.
Is what he said.
Yeah. Whoa, easy Zaz. Let's take it down a notch.
Yeah, Zaz is. No eyebrows. It's just freaky. Anyway, thank you, Red Couch of Infinite Crisis. I'd like to thank D. Cottingham 2-1. Listen to him on In the Comics podcast. Thank you, Koo Master Koo. Listen to him on The Couch Couple
My pleasure.
with your wife at. I
I think it's Katie Cooley 26 now.
26? Yeah.
Katie Cooley 26. yeah.
26 is what it is. I am at Chad Perkins 21. We are at Gotham After Show. Subscribe to this show by subscribing to our network, youtube.com/21network. We got other shows and lots more coming. We've started doing unboxing videos. I did one the other day. Loot Crate unboxing January. Check it out. Doing lots more of that. Our podcasts are going to start rolling out videos like crazy. Like what? We're going to turn down for something.
For what?
Yeah.
Yes.
Check it out.
Check it out. Until next time, you stay frosty.